Salut, why do I have two watches on? Salut les filles, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Idara, and here we talk about femininity, lifestyle, mental health, self-improvement, all that good stuff. So if you're into that, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about these little bad boys. Cell phones have come such a long way. As I was preparing this video, I was thinking of all the cell phones I've owned in my life, and it's just insane how the second internet was integrated into the cell phone, its purpose of being a phone started to just like evaporate, and to the point where today I think the last thing we use our cell phones for is actually making calls. Like, I don't like to make calls. We're still trying to navigate how to adapt to this new and huge power we've been given. But yes, it's insane how much power we have in the palm of our hands. Imagine this is a door, right? And on the other side of this door is literally the rest of the world. People leave this little door wide open. Like, I have so many examples in my mind right now. But yes, allowing friends, allowing family, allowing strangers to walk into our lives whenever they want is going to be cause for stress, anxiety, and depression, because not everybody comes in with good intention. And so we need to learn to set boundaries with our phones. We need to learn to close this little door and not allow anybody to walk through this little door into our lives and just basically stress us out. Okay, we're all about maintaining inner peace on this channel. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing my tips on how I set boundaries with my phone. And so without further ado, let's get right into the video. Why am I saying bye? No, stay, please stay, don't go. Tip number one is to manage your notifications. If you constantly have sounds ringing from your phone, it's just going to constantly pull you out of the present moment onto your phone. So the only sound I have, like if it's not on silent, the only sound that will happen is if I'm getting a call. Because if somebody's calling me, it's definitely an emergency. Everything else, no sound. Then there's banners, you know, when you actually see the notification. That I keep for important things. So when I decide I want to pick up my phone and see what notifications I have, I'll see the important apps for like texts, for emails, for WhatsApp, for, you know, communication apps. Anything social media, there's no sound, there's no visual indication that I received a message that so-and-so posted what, I don't know what. So that means that if I want to know what's happening, I will have to consciously want to go on the app and not be told by the app to go on it. Turn off the notifications and go on social media when you choose to do it and not when the app tells you to do it. So tip number two is to be intentional with your phone usage. Notice how often you pick up your phone without even thinking of what you want to do. It's like a form of escapism. So you're either avoiding something in real life by going on your phone. So that could be boredom, that could be stress, that could be fatigue. Most of the time, straight to social media to project yourself onto other lives. You're wasting time that you could be using to fix that reality. We have this most powerful tool that any other human being has ever had in the history of mankind. We have all the information of the world in our palms, but we use it as escapism rather than to grow from it, etc. And I've really decided to use it as a productive tool rather than escapism. It can be great if you're intentional with it. I've talked about decluttering and the benefits of decluttering anything in your life, everything in your life, whether it's people, your things, and in this video, it's your apps. Your space is a reflection of your mind. If you have a cluttered space, you probably have a cluttered mind. And same goes with your phone. Our phones are extensions of our space. So, you know, just take a hard look of where you want to be in life, getting rid of apps that don't serve you. Tip number four, that's kind of an extension of tip number three, is to organize your apps in a way that the smart apps are easy to access and the not so useful, not so productive, time-consuming apps are harder to get to. So yes, I have the important stuff on the front, and then when I go to the next page, it's mostly folders, and because folders you have to click on it and then click on the app, so it's harder to access. And it's folders of things that I don't really use. It's folders of games. I have a folder called entertainment where I have like Netflix. I do have Instagram and YouTube on the first page only because it's a source of income for me. Tip number five is to postpone posting while you're enjoying yourself. The study has actually shown that when you're experiencing something and you're taking pictures or filming that thing, your brain is going to understand that it's being saved elsewhere. And so it's not going to retain the information as well. So you're actually making it less of a memory in your mind. So I don't want to spend any more time than I need to away from that present moment just to post it and share it with other people. Because then what's the point? It's like, oh, look what I did, but did you really even experience the moment? And tip number 6 is crucial, and this is a life-changing tip, and it's no social media first thing in the morning. So the first 20 minutes after you wake up is called the alpha stage, and it's also called the gateway to your subconscious, which sounds very extreme, but you can tell how important those first 20 minutes are, right? And so what you consume, what you do, what you think of, what you listen to in those first 20 minutes impacts you so much deeper than you realize. If you go on to social media like a lot of people do, I used to do it a lot, we tend to project. It's like, oh, I wish I was doing that. Oh, look, they are reaching this milestone in their life. When is it coming for me? Or oh, I wish I looked like that. You know, all these negative thoughts that usually happen because of social media. Imagine that's what you're thinking in those first 20 minutes, those most impressionable minutes of your entire day. That's going to impact you for the rest of your day. And if you're doing that every morning, that's going to impact you for the rest of your life. I do yoga, I visualize, I practice gratitude, I pray. Those 20 minutes are times where I do everything to be as positive about myself, my present, and my future as much as possible. And I don't always follow through with my morning routine, but I always make sure that I stay positive. And like I said before, this is the door to the rest of the world. In those 20 minutes, once you open this door, you do not know what you're exposing yourself to. We're going through rough times. There's so much going on in the world right now. It's just like one thing after the other, and just keep the door closed for the first 20 minutes. Protect your peace. Our phones, our screens emit blue light, and blue light is very similar to natural sunlight, and it sends signals to our brains that it's daytime, you know. Even though all day you were super tired, now you're on your phone at 3 a.m. and you can't sleep, and it's probably because of the blue light that's coming from your phone telling your brain it's not time to sleep and keeping you awake. There are features on the iPhone that can make the blue light reduce as the sun is going down, and it slowly turns the blue light into a more orangey light. I think it looks really ugly, but you know, I'd rather prioritize my health than have a pretty screen, because whatever, right? And you get used to it over time. Sleep deprivation is definitely linked to a lot of other health issues as well. So limit screen time. A study has shown that people who spend more than 6 hours or more per day watching screens are at a higher risk of depression. Most of us probably spend more than 6 hours a day already just from work. And then we also have our phone screens, and then we go home, we have our computer screens just to chill or whatever, watch movies. We have our TV screens. It's insane. We're just constantly exposed to screens. So I'm not surprised that we have such a high rate of depression. Instead of spending time on social media, I'm learning how to do things, how to sew. Look, I freaking sewed this bucket hat. How cool is this bucket hat, you guys? And the details, and it's reversible. So I made 2 hats in one. You know, it's like there's just so much to learn to do in this world, and it's so much fun. It's so fulfilling. It's like you're acquiring wisdom, you know, things that are useful to you in life rather than just scrolling to escape. And it's funny because I do use screens to learn how to do these things, like to learn how to sew, to look up inspiration for painting and stuff like that. But once I learn those things, it's like you disconnect from the screen and you focus on the art that you're doing. And there's just so much to learn from the world. Yeah, I also play the ukulele. Our soul needs creativity. Our soul needs to be able to express itself somehow. The little things that bring you back to the present those are the things that'll bring you joy. So yes, limit screen time and just start doing more creative things with your time. And yeah, that was the last tip. I think the best way to see this is as a door to the rest of the world, and you need to protect your space, you need to protect your mind, you need to protect your body. And yes, it's really important to set boundaries with your phone. And yeah, if you like this video, leave me a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos on femininity, on lifestyle improvement. And down below, I'll also have links to the studies that, you know, support the information that I have in this video. I'll also have the instructions of how to, you know, configure your phone for certain settings for each step. Bisous les filles, à la prochaine. Bye!